negative. Be like, I remember you saying that before. Yep. Dennis Rodman
Okay, so
has some weird positive things, though, Terry. Maybe a different player. We could talk about Dennis
quickly
Rodman.
put me up to speed because I do. Sorry, put me up to speed because you do have pop-up live. What should we leave in the past to move forward? So is that what you guys are talking about right now?
Yes. And I pinned what, more or less, and I pinned what Shawnee said. Hers was a great answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh, look at this. Y'all colder than us, Diva from GT.
Shit.
Wow. He's in Alaska and you're colder than him? What? I am proud of myself and my achievements. I will accomplish everything I need to do today. I do my best, and my best is good enough. That's a great mantra. Okay, taking a snap of that. You and Stay Hall, like life coaches. Goodness, you guys always have such good drops. Like, love it.
And Shawnee's she's also an amazing garden coach, and
yeah, she's just a great
it's like
coach
she's
all
just
the
a
way around.
coach for everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. She's brushing off all her garlic right now, or she's keeping us on and brushing her garlic. I'm like, must be nice. All that garlic. Such a good gardener. Infinite spirit. What to say? My life has its share and then some of tragedy. Yeah. What you can actually change. The past plays on reruns. Yes, it does. Yeah. Just don't tune in. It does play on reruns. And it's always like the weirdest times. It just starts playing on its own. It's like, I'm sorry, who turned you on? I didn't turn you on. Like you want to go shut that TV off.
Exactly. And then there is the craziness where, some things that I'm playing in my head, I'll start saying that as soon as I start saying it out loud to somebody or to myself, all of a sudden you realize, well, that is absolutely ridiculous what you just said. But in your head, it sounded rational.
Exactly. For sure. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. Everybody saying hi.
Yeah. Oh, hi. I'm still setting myself up here, so yeah.
Teasy. All of them, may they rest in peace. You putting that all together in one thing. People gonna think you like the Black Widow or something. Like all my exes, may they rest in peace underneath the tree in the backyard.
That's right. Yeah. Are they really resting in peace, or just they rest in peace? And actually, when Marissa just poked her head around, and that was the first thing she said was like, exes. What do you leave behind? Exes.
Yes, exes. Absolutely. Oh, they're all alive.
but they are dead
in
to
your
her.
minds. Yes, may they be. Yes, exactly. Resting in peace outside of
there
your
you
mind.
Go.
Yeah. To roast some garlic. Oh, yummy. Yummy, yummy. I love roasted garlic. Hey. Hi, Unique Prepping. Welcome in. Yeah, we are now streaming to 2 different channels, you guys. So I'm going to try and highlight everybody's remarks. Take a call. Okay, that's cool. CR, appreciate it.
And I can click on them as well.
No way. Oh, good. LOL. There. That was too funny.
You already did that one. Yeah.
Yeah. The things I had to learn to do. And
I will take my finger off the trigger.
Was to forgive my ex so that I could move forward and heal. See, but forgive just means that you're not going to basically go after them with malice. And it doesn't necessarily mean reunification with that person.
That's exactly it.
That's like that. Yeah. I think people who sometimes are the offenders consider that they want to control that situation of you forgiving them. And it's like, you're supposed to forgive me. And it's like, yes, well, I'm not going to beat the living crap out of you. So, and I'm not going to call your job and make things hard for you. And I'm not going to do this and that. That's forgiveness because I've removed the malice and I'm not going to get back at you. But I'm also going to go and have some quiet time because that's a consequence that I need to just be away from you for a little while so you can deal with
Yes.
yourself
So if it's
or
not,
not
yeah,
deal with you at all. Like you're
yeah,
not in my life. I don't have to reunify myself to you, but you're forgiven. You're forgiven.
yes, right. But you know, for people who, let's say, you're in a situation and it's not an ex or somebody who has passed
Yeah.
away, but it's someone that's involved in your life. Well, our upbringing is, I do something awful, and you know, or yeah.
Mhm.
So let's just say, I do something awful to you, and it hurts you terribly. And then you
Mhm.
come and tell me about it. We talk about it, and I, you know,
Yeah.
skirt around it, and then I finally apologize. But you're still cold
Yeah.
to me. And then I go, okay, so because you're cold, you don't forgive me. And so then that's what our society has built this on, is that
Mhm.
forgiveness means that I'm supposed to, we resume things. But it's like, but what we have forgotten to add in there is that I can forgive you and not have that
Yeah.
malice, but I now need to, but I also, I don't need to trust you until you show me something that is
Yes.
different. And
Exactly.
that's where we get hung up on, is like, oh, well, you don't forgive me. And now that becomes the new argument,
You're right.
you know?
And
And then
it's like,
you,
well, you
the
better
person
show
who,
me that you're a safe place. Otherwise,
exactly. So
I
it's the fact
yeah.
that forgiveness does not mean trust. And that's what
Yes.
we tend to forget about, that
True.
I'm going to trust you. I don't need to trust you.
Especially when
Hmm.
someone yes. Yes.
And those ones are
Mhm.
hard to deal with, especially if you're a deep empath, or
Yes.
if you are,
They are.
it's because it's your first instinct. This person is toxic,
Mhm.
and they've apologized, and so to you. And now, if they do it again, it's always like the person who's on the receiving end. It's very easy for you to feel like, oh, it was my fault again.
Yes.
I did something to provoke that.
Yeah. And they can manipulate that and gaslight that too. It's that
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Ugh. Just waiting by to give. Aw.
Thank you.
Oh, how cool. Gold mining. Fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. I need a big
Did you
chunk
get
of gold.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
did you get some gold? Did you get enough gold for all of us?
I
I'm
know.
hoping.
Or at least find a place where we could all go and get our own. I need a big chunk of
Exactly.
gold. Hey, hi Nancy, our treasured home. Welcome in. Yes, it's true, Laura. Forgiveness is for you to move on. Yes, sometimes
Yes,
it absolutely is. It's also so we don't get in trouble
100%.
and beat the living out of somebody. I didn't say the word, but you know, depends on what's happened and to you. Sometimes some people you just feel like they just need the living crap kicked out of them by me, and maybe they would understand, but no, they don't, and you don't need to get into that. You need to
Mhm.
rise above it. This is for the offended. Yeah,
Yes.
it's both. It's both. It's good for the offender too, because
Mhm.
some
Well,
people will beat the living
they're
crap
getting
out
to
of you.
they're getting to
Go ahead.
experience, grace,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
you know? The offender is getting to experience what grace is.
Oops, wait.
So,
Sorry, Nancy. I almost deleted it by accident. I hit the three dots. Dang, it's pretty.
mm,
Yes. Oh, yes. And that's what we were talking
mhm.
about, the pervasive thoughts. And Shawnee was talking about coming up with she came up with a mantra to basically say to herself, and it's, I'm proud of myself and my achievements. I will accomplish everything I need to do today. I do my best, and my best is good enough. And it's basically moving on with something else when those thoughts come in that it is your fault, that it is,
Mm,
like that you have given it your best. And maybe in that moment you didn't give your best, and that's what you need to forgive yourself for and tell
right.
yourself that you'll handle it different. And this is how I'll do it. And you come up with, if that happens again, then I would do this. And then, for those of us Christians, we say leave it at the cross, but give it to God or give it to your higher power.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But good thing is to get busy. Like that helps sometimes right after you say that to yourself. Let's go do, wow, 4th of a gram, $18. Hey, that's something.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That is.
Yep.
I want to find a big chunk of gold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I did. Oh, that's Diva in the Dirt. That's Maureen Washington. See?
What is?
Diva in the Dirt. Maureen, she said, and lovely, wonderful lady on panel. You.
Oh,
So that's my co-host with the mostest, usually on Friday nights, and then I'm her co-host on Saturday
mm-hmm.
nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's Divas.
7 p.m. Pacific Standard.
Yeah, like anybody cares on this side of the world about that time. Just kidding. I can't keep track.
Yeah.
Everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Terry. You must have like a clipboard where you unclip. I am not good at that. Able to take stuff off a clipboard and put it in. But I was telling them I have to do these pop-ups because it's like I think I'm playing against some of my older lives from last year. And when they drop off, it's like I'll lose those hours.
Right.
And I did some 3-hour lives last year during Shed Wars too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Wow.
I was still doing Friday. Yeah, they helped me. Yeah, Robert and John helped me get my Friday, reestablished. Like,
okay.
basically stating like that was her thing and always was, and it was. It was always my Friday night. We're all collateral from a generation of self. Yeah. Yes. We try, that's for sure. That was what the point was in Miss T's today, because they were talking about Kobe Bryant's parents having no money, and Vanessa has all this money from him, but he also did not put them in his will. There was a reason, there was a thing there.
Yeah.
Like they didn't come to the wedding. There's something there that he, disconnected. He disconnected from them. But now the pressure's on Vanessa to give him some money. I'm like, well, I said, sometimes, we reap the consequence of what we've given out. Sometimes we don't, but sometimes we do. And I saw that with the foster care system. Sometimes it takes a while, but then the consequences come and they're horrible for that parent. They're absolutely horrible, and for the children too. I remember Friday. Not sure what that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I was saying that I that you were trying to remember that you used to do 3-hour lives,
Yeah,
during
because
Shed
she
Wars.
would be coming up on them. Yep, that's right. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, they're dropping off, and I'm just trying to. It's so weird. I'm actually competing against myself. It's what I realized. I'm like, you just had to have really long lives, didn't you, Carol? Didn't you?
But you're not competing against yourself. You're actually keeping the level up.
Yeah,
Because
keeping the
those
pace.
all would have been, just 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever. In the past, you would be struggling, to keep things up. So those ones are staying up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
that's true. Just trying to keep the hours up. That's a good way to look at it. See, she's my positive influence over here. She always says it with positive spin. I'm like, wah, 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 wah.
No,
But then
you're
again, when
not.
she needs me to be positive, I do try. I try to be positive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't try. You are. I want to go back and look at this one, and whether I can expound on it. Just what has just from our church was, is this generation of self-inflicted wounds. And we, according to, like, I've talked to a few people, but the message on Sunday, being Father's Day, was people said it was probably the best Father's Day message that they have
Oh,
ever heard.
wow.
And one of the interesting things was the fact that he said, you know, he went throughout the Bible, and man, there was some like really bad stuff like that they would pass on when the father passes on, when the parents pass
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
sort of thing, you keep passing it on. And his message wasn't about, okay, so
Yeah.
stop it, but that
Yeah.
was, you know, but your reflection is like, okay, well, you know, yeah, the baton that was being passed from my own father isn't the
Mm.
best one, but I can
Yeah.
turn to my kids and go, okay, you know what? I don't want to pass that kind of baton on. I want to
Mm.
pass something better, you know,
Yeah.
and not pass on this where, you know, in my being hurt, that I turn around
Right.
and I hurt.
Hurt.
And
Yeah.
it's hard because you're the one
Right.
that has to go through the fire. You're the one that has
Right.
to actually deal with the stuff because your first
Mhm.
instinct is that, you know, you wanna be, you know,
Right. And
bitter and
sometimes it's
crotchety.
subconscious, you're not even aware. You have to take that moment and figure out what am I maybe passing on to my children that was passed on to me? Like what negatives am I?
Yeah.
Because there's also
Yeah.
positives for
Positives.
some, yeah. But what negatives do I not want to repeat? What,
Mhm.
and that's a like you said, that's the hard work. That inner
It
work
is. It's
is really
super
hard.
hard because
Yeah.
you know, when you were the receiver, you've been a victim.
Hmm. Yeah.
And, you know, and so then it gets hard to go, okay, in this place of being that victim, I also have to be the one that puts the, you know, the salve on and you know, the healing on those wounds so that I don't turn around and wound that next generation.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Maureen tied it right into that, so that was perfect. That was
Mhm.
perfect. But
Mhm.
yeah, we do a lot of also as children who have received that, we then inflict it upon ourselves that we did something to deserve that. That what did
Yeah.
I do? And there's a lot of self-hatred, uh, thinking that we brought that on ourselves, like immature self-hatred that we didn't realize was there that has followed us and kinda ingrained and it's deep in there,
Mhm.
that we
Yeah.
put ourselves at fault.
Yes.
Um,
And again, it gets into that unconscious part because, you know, like my parents split up when I was 16, and I was, you know, as my 16-year-old self or somewhere it was around that age, I was happy to be out from underneath that
yeah,
anger and resentment. But it was later on in life, there was something in me that felt it was my fault. And it had
yeah,
nothing to do with me. You know,
right,
their marriage breakdown, it has, but there's that thing that you're childlike, you know, if I was, you
yeah,
know, a better child, or if, you know, maybe they wouldn't fight so much or whatever. And it was like
yes,
I actually had to realize that, oh, it's not your fault that your parents split up.
mhm,
Not at all, you know.
right,
So
and
there's
that's the work that has to be done too with kids that have gone through the system that are aware of what has happened and they sometimes they carry some of those that guilt too that they did something.
yes.
Especially if they're the ones that the teacher saw that had the bruises on them, and they think like, "I could have, hidden that better," or,
Yeah.
"It would have
Yeah.
been okay. It was just,
Because then you know,
Yeah.
my parents wouldn't have gotten into trouble.
Mhm. We turn
Mhm.
the negative thing. Yes, in life. Yep. In the dark. Yep.
Yeah. The main thing is to always be bringing things to the light.
Mhm.
You know, and
Absolutely.
that's that again, that thing where it's like I'll go, "Well, you know, da, 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 da," and it's in my head in the darkness, and as soon as I say it out loud, you're like, "Oh my gosh, Maureen, that was the stupidest thing you could have ever thought about yourself. Do you not hear yourself?" I do talk to myself quite a bit.
Yes. You sometimes have to have those conversations outside your head because it is pervasive and like whispers, and you don't understand sometimes why you're feeling so crappy that day. And then you do that. You pull it out and go, well, what am I saying to myself? And you say it out loud and you realize, hey, Sarah's happy hives, welcome in. And you realize, like you said, that's stupid. Why am I saying that about myself? Where is that coming from? Um, hit hell. That oldest child that becomes the mom. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That oldest child. Yep. sometimes has that guilt too, that they could have just continued on and everything would have been okay if they, yep. Oh, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, bring things into light. Yep, you have to. Especially
Yeah.
with my brain, everything is super fast. I was listening to a lady who actually is on the spectrum in her video, and she puts it up in the video. For those of you who do have ADHD, you can listen to this at 1.5 speed, and it helps. It actually
Mhm.
helps me when I listen to things like that. I get a little bit more out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do know that you can change the speed on
Oh,
all
yeah, I
videos.
don't usually if I know you. Like, if I know you and I know you need the hours, I won't do that, but I do it all the
Mm.
time on other
Mhm.
videos.
Mhm.
But, yeah,
Yeah,
you guys can change your speed if you
change your
need
speed.
to.
Yeah, because sometimes, well, just even when with content creators, if they take a lot of pauses, if
Right.
you put it on the speed, then it won't sound like that. Bless you.
Yes, there's that too. Yes, I should
Mhm.
tell people, "Yeah, you can listen to that one at." I
You
pause
should
a
put it
lot.
up just 1.25. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, even when you're editing, you can kinda do that too, but maybe make your audience aware, "I kinda edited this and sped myself up
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
I was doing too many pauses and,
Oh, I
yeah."
know. Well, and
Mhm.
it's like, man, I have the, and the ahs and the, and
Yeah.
then and I did start doing it before where I do this,
Brings
when
me
I'm thinking, I do a click with my mouth,
Mhm.
and, I'm doing them way, way more. Way more, way more, way more.
Oh,
It's just
no.
like,
How does that happen?
yeah, it's like, "Okay, stop making it.
Oh, okay, Tibor. Thank you for
Okay,
coming
see you
in.
later, Tibor."
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh,
You
nice.
too. You have a great one too. I'll have to look
Yeah.
it up for when it's coming.
Mhm.
'Cause then things go wacky too at night for some reason. Probably all the water in our brains. That's where you just clip it out. That's like when you forget the word of something, you just clip that out. Yeah, where you're struggling for a word and it's on there. Yep.
Or your child is walking by and you go, "What is that called?" Right on the video, "What is that
Mhm.
called?" And I'll just edit that out.
Yeah.
And it is a rake.
Yeah. I
What is
It's
this?
always a common object that goes my brain goes blank on too. It's just
Yeah.
like such a common thing, and that's the thing that my brain just, "Mm-mm,
No.
not today. I'm not gonna remember that word for you today."
Mm-mm, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. You used up your amounts of times that you can say table, and I'm not bringing it up. You
I
get a
think that's
certain
what it
amount.
is. That's right. Oh, thank you.
Well,
Appreciate that,
thanks,
Angel.
Angel.
Thank you for hovering between us.
Yes, it's good, it's good.
Oh,
Mhm.
everybody's greeting her. But yeah, it was just a matter of too, like, all right, what are some things though that we bring forward with us? And I guess it would be the positives. It would be, like Laura said, the things that maybe we thought were negative at that time, and we go, oh, well, that actually ended up being a positive. That
Yes,
actually ended up being a very good thing that happened. Or even like our parents, or we think they did us a disservice when we're younger because we're immature at that time, and then we realize, oh, okay, well, yeah,
yes,
that friend got molested, and I didn't get molested because I didn't go to that party, and
party,
like,
exactly.
yeah, like it
Yeah,
depends on, that was an extreme example, but that happens. And
yeah,
some parents are overprotective, but they pick up maybe on a vibe that
exactly,
they're getting,
exactly,
that their kid doesn't need to go to a certain sleepover or whatever. They just pick up on
exactly,
something.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That
Mhm.
yeah, there was a discussion from the past. Yeah, we all hide words.
Right? I don't know where it hides them, but it's got some kind of word pocket that it just
That's
puts them
right,
in.
just over here or in my cheek.
Yeah.
Um,
You had a
uh,
discussion,
it
yeah.
was the fact that one of my children, they said, "Well, mom wouldn't let me, date that person,"
Mm,
and, um And so, the sibling actually said to them, I said, "Well, they're all in their 30s now."
right.
And she said, "Yeah." And so and
Mhm.
how did that person turn out? And he, and
Exactly.
it's like, not good. And
Mhm.
aren't you glad? But
Have to be
what
there.
the problem that, that was being addressed at the time was
Mhm.
the fact that, back when they're 15 years old, which, nobody should
Mhm.
date at 15,
Right.
um, that that control that I had made there is still festering today.
Wow.
Forgetting that, hey,
Was
this actually turned out for the better. And
right.
there's probably some things that I've controlled that are not, that didn't turn out that way. And,
Right. We just do the
you know,
best we can. Like
mhm.
the mandate pretty much that we have as parents is to train them up in the way that they should go, but you got to get them to that point. Like, oh, are your children alive today? You did good. Did they
Exactly.
finish the day alive and fed and whole? You passed the parent test that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I was at a ladies' meeting and there was couple of young mums, that were, busy doing stuff with their kids. And they're just like, I don't know how you did it. You had 5. And I said, okay, you know what? Every day your goal is, when you see them in bed, did I keep them alive? Yes.
Mm,
That's your goal. Did you feed them? Yes. Other than that, it's like, oh, I need to get them off the bottle, the soother, and da da da. I said, for me, by the time I think I have my second or third, and some people would be sitting there, oh, she's still on the soother. And I said, you know what? My goal is, by the time they're 18, they're off the soother, they're potty trained, and they are off the bottle. So as long as I do that, I've done a good job.
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I can't do that in my situation, but I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have goals like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like even what his was much later with being off the bottle, but then when we were working with him, it was that we set a goal and worked together because it was very difficult because it's a sensory need for him too.
Yes. The-
Besides,
y-
I mean, it's a
y-
sensory need for any child, but he was much older than the
Yes.
typical
No,
child.
there is a difference between special needs children and children that
Yeah.
are not special needs. That
Yeah.
it's like
It makes the
you're
goal setting much more difficult, like because
yeah.
it's so random. It's so
Mhm.
random.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
My comment about, being 18 was just because, these other young mums back when I was a young mum, it was kind of,
Mhm.
oh, she was judging. Oh, yours is still on the soother. Oh, ours has been, she's been off since she was, 2 weeks old. Like, not that extreme. And so that's where I said, you know what? Hey, I will have this child off the soother before they're 18 years old. It'll, mark my
Mhm.
words, I will get it done.
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
the big thing of, like, they've gotta be out by their 18. Some of them are still very young 18-year-olds. They do not need to be out yet. They
I
need more
know.
time to mature. Yeah.
Yes, I never understood people go, "Okay, you're 18, I'm done." And it's like, "What are you talking about? You're not done." It's like, you my mom still parents me.
Right? Oh, I know. That was the big thing when she was in my house, and it was my house, and yeah, and she was trying to parent everyone, and it was like, "Mom, you just get to be the grandma right now. You
Mhm,
don't have to be in charge of how everything goes. Just relax and let me, treat you like a queen if you'll let me." But
mhm,
she still
mhm.
wanted to mom and say how things go, and I was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna get away from this. I'm just gonna have to, like, let it." And that's the things too of leaving it in the past. Like you can't link it to your past because you'll just get angry. And we
Mhm.
had to come to a point where it was like we both had to forgive each other because the last 10 years prior to my mom moving here, it was absolutely a wild ride and she had been manipulated. So there was a lot of anger on both sides.
Yeah.
And we had to get to a point where it's like, we're going to just keep arguing if we don't deal with this and let it go kind of thing. And it wasn't even a
Exactly.
sit down talk because we couldn't at that point. It was more
Mhm,
like you said, you do the work on yourself, and I
mhm.
still wasn't perfect because it's high stress when they have dementia. They will come out and say things that are pretty wicked mean, but you let it go. Yes, pretty much. We're on the frozen. Let it go, let it go. All right, but I still need it kind of. Yeah. I know
Mhm.
some
And
people and some guys leave earlier than that. It's
mhm,
all depending
mhm.
on the kid. Almost 2 or 44, 42. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know where they're at and what they're going through best. Your mom.
Mhm.
Your
Yep.
mom.
And
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 us.
and it's like always, it's like I'm just trying to give you help up. Again, if
Yes.
it's negative circumstances, if it's someone who has an addiction and they're coming
Yes.
in and they're taking your stuff and stealing it
Yes.
and to
Yes.
sell it, well, there again, it's like, and that's even I'm so grateful I've
Mhm.
never had to face that because
Yeah.
you as a mom would go, okay, I have to show tough love. What do you mean? What if they go out
Right.
tonight and they die?
Right. Right. That was always difficult on my mom for sure because she had 2 children that were involved in drugs. And it was difficult on me because I was a sober one watching it all happen and the wicked jealousy that was there. Like I had everything perfect and I had this and I'm like, I had an eyewitness account to you ripping out mom's heart and us trying to figure out if you were going to die or not, or if
Mhm,
my brother was going to die or not that night. I'm like,
mhm,
it wasn't all roses. Like,
mm,
and watching your kids wonder where you were for years and
right,
crying. Like,
right.
no, it wasn't. I was just spoiled rotten. Maybe and we got a few more vacations in because my dad was at that point in his life. But no, Bruce, how did
And
you
also
join at 16? Did you lie? Because usually you have to have them sign off. Theron took off at 16, but he waited till he graduated high school and then got in.
mhm.
But
Yeah,
he,
no,
yeah,
there are some I have a friend and his grandson, I
nice,
think he was
good,
finished at 16, and he actually, grew up in a really teeny tiny, um, uh, town where, like, it's like you actually have to
yeah,
boat over or fly into it's up in the Queen Charlotte's, it's in Bella Bella or something like that.
yeah,
And, homeschooled kid, basically, and I think he did do some, but he spent all his summers he would spend out on the boats. And, so this kid has finished school by 16, ready to go into university. He chooses to take the summer off. He saved up enough money to go and travel all over, the world to go see some of the kids that he had met at, some of these young adult or not young, like they're, I don't know, different events that they would do throughout the year
okay,
of connecting people and whatever.
yeah,
And, yeah, and but this kid had this maturity about him, and I'm thinking, "Are you
good
kidding?
for
Let that
you.
kid," you know he booked all his own flights, booked all his own, his bus transfers and all
Wow.
that stuff, and traveled all across Canada.
Wow. Yeah, they have
But he
sometimes that year in between
Yeah.
of, hey, Andrew, Northwest Coins, thanks for coming in, before college that they will travel. And sometimes they have it right after college before they go into their career. And I kind of wish I would have had that, but we were planning a wedding at that point after I graduated. So, like, I graduated probably June of that year, and November, we were married by November. So
Okay,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was because I was doing my student teaching when we met, I believe, and,
Hmm.
yeah, I was almost done with college. Wait a minute, let me see. Headshots, greetings. My older brother was emancipated at 16 and joined the army. Okay. That's just I didn't know that. Like, usually I didn't know that. So thank you, because they used to talk about people who tried to get in at that age and they weren't able to, but that might have
There's a
been
good
just
point.
for when they were drafting. The thing was
There's
I
a
have
very
a
good point.
mhm. True. That's true. Yep. They
Oh, boo, snow.
no snow. It's spring. It's almost summer.
It is spring
It
for him.
yeah, that's crazy. I know, but it just doesn't seem right that anybody should have snow during springtime. But then again, I mean, we have our summer during springtime. It's already summer here.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
people are like, "It's spring," it's like, "We're dying."
yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
need
well,
that video of, but I don't wanna copy somebody else's, but it's like, yeah, you open the door and it's just like you turn into a skeleton from all the fire that just comes out of your car. We have to keep the doors open from the plastic being so hot in the car that when you turn on the AC, it's just hot air. It's like super hot air that blows on you here. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like going out and doing any kind of thing out here. Yeah, it's a 4-letter word. Watch your mouth. Some people don't want their spring to get undone, Andrew. It takes going to a family law judge and your parents saying, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't
Right.
like, I'm going to go and backpack across Europe. It was like, okay, he's in a confined, controlled area.
Environment. Exactly. But I thought there was that extra step. Thank you, Backwoods, for clarifying that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nancy, ever so positive. That's so cool, Andrew. I love how weather is so different all over the world.
I just don't want to live in that.
I don't want to live
part.
there. Yeah.
No.
God bless you that you love it, Andrew. He put the right person there. Hey,
Frugal Mama.
I'm going to get to the place where I can turn you on in the morning again. I'm just really struggling with this waking up early and getting him going and me going and being able to do that. But I can always watch the replay, and even getting to that point too. I need to get there because I've got to start exercising again. Since high school. I got it sometime again.
It's only been 40,
actually, no, in my 20s, I did exercise. So, since my 20s. And I did do some walks with Malachi, like I can't really exercise walk with him.
No.
It's more of a, sightsee. Come here. No, get out of there. Don't do that. Yeah.
I've thought about it. I've thought about exercise. So I think that counts.
Yeah, that should count for something. Definitely.
Since high school physical education class, I thought about some exercise here and there.
Yeah. I do miss the weightlifting equipment. I wish I was one of those people that it's like, oh yeah, I have like a gym in my basement. Of course, it would be underwater here in Florida, but you know what I mean. Like I have an extra room that is my gym, and I have all the circuit training stuff. I would love that. That would make it a little easier, but I probably still would hang, my stuff on it to dry, all my clothes and stuff, and it probably wouldn't use it all the time. No, I got the alarm. It shocks me. It's just my brain still is like, can't think yet. Can't function yet.
It's like a gift. It's in the thought that counts.
That's
Amen.
Right. That's right. A gift to myself.
I thought about that.
And then there's Wellness with Frugal Mama doing those burpees, and I went to try a burpee like when she was doing it, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't even do the push-up once I get down here after I got down here. So I'm going to have to just try and get up and down. That's my biggest achievement. And they say that, like to take it a step at a time, or just get down and do some of the push-ups and start strengthening your upper body.
Yeah.
But I lost so much muscle tone. Oh, that kind of shocking wake up. Ooh, goodness. I think I'll pass on that.
Yeah, when I was doing Bikram hot yoga, it the same sort of thing. It's like you can only go
passport not to do the burpee because right. I think I just need those what are they called, where you flip the whole chair flips and you're hooked onto it so you can hang upside down.
Oh, like a gravity type
chair?
chair?
I just need to start like evening that out as I age. So, whatever gravity did to me over all these years, I can undo a little bit, hang upside down. And let gravity work the opposite way. I used to work out every day when I had my own gym.
Oh.
Sold everything on Nutrier. Wow.
That's why she's so fit to this day.
Yeah, that's why she can do so much.
I
can't jump rope, but I can walk in place. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't jump. No, I can't. I remember all of a sudden doing a jumping jack after not really exercising for quite some time, and it rocked my world. And I was like, that's not supposed to happen. Larks, what's up?
Hey, Larks. She's just driving by, hello, goodbye, working, and saw y'all streaming.
Oh,
On a quick
thank
break.
you.
Thanks, Larks.
Appreciate it, Larks. Have a wonderful day.
Mhm.
Doing your duty. It doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Do your duty.
Do your duty. Do it well.
She said duty. Mhm.
That's right. That's right. I can walk in place. I used to run half marathons. I missed that, but I can't. Yeah. Your back. And then if your back is doing that, your knees are next usually. So yeah.
I remember her, Laura, saying that she used to run half marathons. It's like, what
Yep.
the? Again, I have thought
I
about
thought
running
about that. Yeah.
a half marathon, and that's
Yeah.
pretty close to doing one.
Yeah. There was that, what was it, from couch to marathon challenges that were going around for a while, and I thought about joining that. I did. I thought really hard about it, but yeah, when I thought about how it took me forever to do the 1 mile in PE when I was in school, I was like, yeah, probably won't be the thing for me. Called sit-ups, remember the yeah, yep, I do. I had 6-pack abs when I was in my 20s. I did have strong abs and could do sit-ups and things like that. I don't know what happened. Don't ask. I don't know. That's good. I need to start
Squats are
doing that
very
again.
good.
I was doing that. I was cutting sugar out of my diet. I was doing all the things. Maureen saw me, and then we got whatever this stuff is. And I think I had just tried something sweet prior to that, but that let in all the carbs pretty much because I wanted crackers while I was sick, and I wanted noodle soup. And then I also wanted chocolate chip cookies, which was the weirdest thing because then you were saying that, like, I'm having chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, must be something in that illness because that's what I wanted.
I just want a cookie.
I know. I just want to eat some cookies. It's too hot. You can try one. Try one. I don't think you'll like it. It's spicy. Okay. It's spicy. Okay, just a second. Yeah, he's telling me it's now time to poop. Of course. He already did that on Miss T's live. Hold on 1 second. Okay, honey.
So backwoods law, you say, I swore it off after the army, too many early mornings and up all night. Oh, you got to stay strong for these bees.
True, that's right. You have to move the hives around. That's true, Sarah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so keep those squats, makes the glutes nice and keeps the bees.
Yeah, for squatting down and picking up her hives and stacking them probably as she's getting that honey out. And they get very heavy. I've heard, Sarah, when they are full of honey.
Wow, I guess so. I just never thought about it.
Yeah, I've heard they get really, really heavy when they're full of honey. I would be so afraid that I would just drop them. Because I'm just so graceful.
But you're strong. You're
strong. I've got this muscle here. I saw that when I was shoveling in one of my videos. I'm like, okay, there's that muscle, but where's the rest of them in my arm? I can see that one. I wish the other ones would show. Yay! That's what I need. I need somebody to call me and say, hey, I got 10 more bags of mulch for you.
Now that's sexy talk.
It is, right? Sexy time. Absolutely, honey. It's heavy. Oh, you have? What happened if you dropped them? Did they swarm out at you? How scary. Voluntold. I love that word. Voluntold to put in butterfly bush for the hummingbirds, bees. Yeah, those are beautiful. I love butterfly bushes. Those are really beautiful. Yeah, Laura agrees. That's sexy talk.
That's right.
Bringing home lots of mulch for you. Ooh.
Exactly. Would you like a dozen roses or 10 bags of mulch? I'll take 10 bags of mulch.
Yeah. Always the mulch. I would always choose mulch. They get upset. I bet they do get upset and stink. But your suits, do they really, really protect you from that, Sarah? Or because is that why they're expensive? Like the true beekeeping suits? Yeah, they do smell good. I bet they do. We have a place down here called Butterfly World, and it always smelled so great there.
Oh.
Oh, I used to take Hannah there when she was little. We lived so close to it. I bought an annual pass, and we would go there often because she was really little, and it was like I put it in part of her curriculum. And her free compost, yeah. They get.
Oops. Wrong.
Oh, you got something. Yeah, the butterfly bush. Thank you. Hold on, I'll get it. Or you can. There you go.
I know we can both do it.
I know we can do two things at once. It's amazing.
I know we don't have to wait for the other one.
Oh,
They're really neat. Because
they're
I was like, well,
beautiful.
what is a butterfly bush? Look
They
at
get
this.
huge.
Look
No,
at
sir.
this.
Oh, I've never
Come
seen a
on.
multicolor one. Is that for real? Or is that one of those? Does it say it? Yeah, multicolored. I've never seen one multicolored in one bush. I've seen that they can come in multicolors.
Yeah, 15 pounds
That's
for this one.
unusual that I've never seen
Yes.
one all different. That's a great anniversary gift, Duncan, by the way. I need a dump truck of mulch. Yes, me too. Weeds. Oh,
Yeah,
no. Oh, no.
that's
Disaster
what
2024 garden. I totally hear you. I have the dried out and dying 2024 garden, but it's getting better now that we're getting rain. That was beautiful. Thank you for putting that up. Right there, domestic suits work from what they told us in EMS training. The Africanized, they don't work so good though. I have been stung through the suit. They vary in quality. Saving up for the better suit. Yeah, I've seen some that are really expensive, and I had wondered if that was what the difference was that they were more sting proof.
Oh, neat.
Oh, nice.
Well, I got to remember that because I love buying, any sort of, attracts butterflies and
Yeah. My only problem is
dragonflies and
where to put it in my small yard, because if I need to use BT, it'll kill them too. The butterfly larva. Oh, I don't like the one. Right? I've never seen the one that's multi like that. It makes me wonder. It's like for real, or is that like the purple
It is.
watermelon? Like,
No,
are
it
they
is.
teasing us?
Yeah, they're very beautiful.
Yeah, the mulch was definitely, and so is the butterfly bush. Both of those are great
And they get
anniversary
big.
presents.
So I
For
take
sure.
it then the butterflies just come like crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's because I like my mock orange does that. I'll have 10 to 15 zebra butterflies on it. How does it keep flowering though? That's my next question.
I think it puts out those stalks of flowers for they're like a perennial down here, so I don't know what they actually might do up there.
Bloom time is summer.
You can walk around in firefighter bunker gear. Those work well against the EPOS. Wow. That's good. What about hornets, Bruce? Did you ever get chased by any hornets? All the pollinators come to it. Yeah, I believe it. I had some butterfly bushes, and we actually took them out once I started gardening because I was afraid I was going to kill the larvae of the butterflies. Yes, the bees and hummingbirds love them. We have tons of them around our house. Nice. So
Nice.
they act like a perennial. Well, you're in Tennessee, but I forget what zone you and your wife, what she grows in. But just wondering if they just continually bloom even in the lower. Hey, Ann, welcome in. Even in the lower, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Not the tropical or temperate areas, the cooler areas.
Mm-hmm.
Like how what everybody is growing now is done here. All of the cucumbers, all of that, they're annuals here and are done sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a perennial for me too. And you're about, I think she means like a 7-8. I got it.
Yeah.
7-8.
Yeah.
7-8. Butterflies love mimosa tree. Also, I love watching them court and dance in our mimosa tree. Yeah, mimosa trees though are I think considered invasive in certain areas, like Upper Florida was saying that they're invasive here in certain areas. The Panhandle, I think, is considered invasive also. You're zone 7, but don't call me. But it might be a different mimosa. David the Good still keeps his mimosa, and he uses it for chop and drop. A lot of the leaves for chop and drop. I need to visit the loo really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think I drank too much coffee today.
I'll hold the fort down. Now you just get me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great when because we already are co-hosting, but now we've given that authority to each other where if one of us does need to step away, the other one can still put up the chats and stuff like that. So which is kind of cool. Very, very cool. How are you doing, Anne? You know, it's like I usually see you late night or early morning, and so neat to see you. In the middle of my day. They are here too, but they're so beautiful, the mimosa. Nice. Yeah, it's a cool extra feature that we just recently discovered. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Oops, this one here. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling a bit off tonight. Yeah. Wife is a dirt digger, not me. I'm responsible for everything else. Oh, yeah, when you go, "Oh, shouldn't have eaten that." Mhm. Yeah, and then you go I always ask my kids, I said, they go, "Mom, my stomach hurts," and I go, "Okay, is it up high or is it low?" And, um, so depending on if it's up high, then that means it's something they ate. If it's down low, then that means it's something going through their whole system, so
Oh, what was that? She's
Anne's
going
not
through.
feeling the best. She's
Oh,
feeling,
I'm so
"Your face, something
sorry.
wrong."
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Mhm.
It's the dirt.
Yeah, I've done all these.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes, you have the clicking ability. Oh, it's
Yeah.
high up. It's
Yeah.
high up. Is there pain high up? Because if it's
She just
high up,
says I'm feeling a bit off. So
mm,
maybe some baking soda if it's baking soda and some water.
right.
Mhm.
If it's fat enzymes, if you have them. If not, you could do apple cider vinegar if you
Oh,
ate something really fatty and.
only discomfort.
Oh, sorry, Anne. I realize I'm having to visit the loo so often because I had a big bowl of watermelon too, and I had mangoes. Big thing before the mangoes are going bad because they're all fresh mangoes. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Anne.
Mhm.
That's for sure. Got about 6 more minutes, and then I'm going to call it because
Perfect. Because
Hannah is working. Okay.
I was gonna say I'm gonna actually need to go because there is actually some sunshine outside.
Yeah. Well, if you can hold on for 6 more minutes.
Absolutely. And I do have a premiere at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 for you
Oh, good. Okay. Okay.
for Eastern Standard Time. So it is a premiere, so you can come and chat with me over in there
It doesn't
tonight.
think when Stays live is, but okay. I'll have to
Mm,
open them both. That's all. I'll have to figure out how to get out my laptop. Go run away. That was one of the favorite questions they did on the EMT exams. An onset of severe pain in the upper right quadrant. Yeah, because it can be so many things. For me, it was my gallbladder, but it was a spasm and a breathlessness, like pain, spasm, and breathlessness. Because it does feel like a little bit like you're having heart problems at first. So yeah, that's a hard one, Bruce, for sure, even for the patient. Mm. Yeah, I bet it was good if you haven't had the fresh lamb for a year.
mm.
Everybody wants Anne to feel better.
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome, Sarah. I'm glad you could make it.
Mhm.
I tried to go on when I saw that African Dreaming wasn't on because they were supposed to have a live at 1 today. They were always looking for you to zone in on the appendix. Ah, huh. Oh yeah, because of referred pain, even though it's lower, it refers sometimes upper. See, I wish maybe when I was younger I could have done EMT, but then I would have to see people that weren't in great condition, and that
Mm,
probably, yeah. I like
mm,
helping people, but I don't like seeing lots of gory stuff. And the
yeah.
EMT definitely see that kind of stuff. God
And
bless
it's
them.
and it's hard. Like it's like
Mhm.
you have to keep
Mhm.
your wits about you
Mhm.
and
Absolutely.
and be able to shut that off and not go, okay, now
Yeah.
if they pass, then it's like, okay, I have to go take a few minutes to grieve. I know I don't know the person, but
Oh yeah. Oh
that would
yeah.
be me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My stepdaughter has to deal with that. Basically you compartmentalize your brain, and yeah,
Mhm.
they have to do it. Yeah. Exactly. Not panic. See, I can go into that mode. That's the one superpower with ADHD. When there is an emergency, it's a different click on in the brain. Like we had neighbors across the street, and her autistic child would not come out of his bedroom, and they had set something on fire. And
Mm.
I ran up there with all I had was my kitchen, the fire extinguisher, and I ran out without a thought. Just grabbed my fire extinguisher and ran into her house to get him. Oh my gosh. It was a
Wow.
polyester shirt, and yeah, you don't want to breathe that in. So yeah, we got him out, but that was crazy. But yeah, I
Wow.
didn't panic at all. I realized later what I had done. Same thing with getting my mom off the side of the road when she collapsed when my dad had a
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
Didn't even think, got out there, calmed her down, got her back in the car, and it was afterwards when I thought about it. Gallstones landed me in the ER. Oh, every doctor in the hospital had to come and listen to my gallstones clanging. No way. Listen to this. Hey, they
Mhm.
actually clang.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think I have ADHD. The more you talk about it, yeah, it gets overlooked in girls and women because we were just the ones that were very chatty, super chatty, chatty. I can be the opposite too, Anne. It depends on how full my cup is.
Yeah.
And when my hormones started to go wacky, I didn't have that ability to snap into it as easily
Mm.
sometimes.
You
And
know, I keep pretty calm.
tried to chainsaw off his leg. Oh, yeah, that's, ooh, wow. Yeah, that would get me excited too, Bruce, but not in a good way. Oh, my freeze. I have done that with when I was younger, and my sister-in-law was 6 feet tall, and her shadow came before I knew who she was into the room when I was younger, and my legs locked, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not helpful, body. Excuse me. No, we can't." Like, I need
Wow.
you to move. My legs locked, and it scared me for sure.
Wow.
Hmm. They said it was once in a lifetime thing to hear. I bet it was. I've never heard of somebody clanging that they
Had
clang.
that their gallstones clanged. No,
Yeah,
me neither.
need to move, but my body ignores that. Yeah, yeah. I guess it does depend. Yeah, like if I think I'm gonna die, that's different. If I think somebody else is gonna die and I need to help them, it's a different mindset. It's a different switch that goes on.
Mhm.
That's triggered. Our doc wanted to know who put tourniquet on. TQ's tourniquet, right, Bruce? On him. They almost could not get it off. Wow.
Wow.
I am back. I can't activate my new phone until no next month. You gotta get the SIM card from Patriot Mobile. Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Passamaquoddy. I hope you get all that straightened out soon. But the month is just a month and not more. All right. Well, it is 3:30, ladies and gentlemen, and
Mhm.
my diva friend here has to get out to the garden.
Gotta
So,
get outside.
oh, yeah, oh, honey, I am so sorry. That's a whole nother thing.
Mm,
That's a family
yes.
member. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not talking about family members. I am so sorry, Anne. That's horrible. It's only a couple. That's a good way to look at it. That's right. It's only a
Right,
couple
because
weeks.
it's till July.
That's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that means June is almost, yeah. Oh, goodness. Wow. All right, everybody, thank you and have a wonderful
Yes.
Tuesday. And don't forget Divas premiere. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. And what's that Western time thing? What is that?
5. 5 Pacific.
5 Pacific. We will
Come and
see you
chat with
all
me.
later. Thank you for coming in.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Take
Yay, go
care.
mulch, girl. Go mulch.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.